Through programs designed to address the different needs of every child, SOS Children's Village works hand in hand with communities and government ministries to ensure those needs are met.
It was founded by a number of passionate people who realized that at the end of the second big war, you remember there was a second war, in 1949, a number of children were displaced from homes because of the war that was actually taking place globally. So there was a realization that there was need to protect children that had lost their parents, children that had lost their guardians. And that resolution was by way of setting up a small unit, which we now call villages, a small unit that would actually provide basic education to these children, look at their health care, and also give them a safe environment away from the ravages of war. So from 1949, which is 75 years ago now, the organization now has a footprint in over 130 territories and countries worldwide, which simply tells you that the need to protect children is paramount to any other need. So as a result, that is how that organization called SOS was actually formed. In Zambia, SOS came on board in 1999 when the first school or first village was actually opened at Lusaka. And then over the years, we have established 4 more villages, or 4 locations, if you like. One is based in Quito on the Copper Belt, the other is based in Livingstone in Southern Province, and another is based in Chipata in Eastern Province.
How I found myself in SOS, there was this auntie who brought me, Auntie Nelly. And when I came in SOS, I came in SOS in 2018. I came here when I was 6 years old.
I joined SOS Children's Village Kitwe in 2011. I've been an SOS child since then.
On a free time, we clean our houses, clean my room, clean the surrounding, plot my friend, and sometimes you have a party. And sometimes we go to school and learn. And what I've benefited from SOS is that education is the key to success. And without education, you can't become a better person. And I've learned that respecting others is more important, and respecting elders, and to socialize with others.
My experience here has been interesting, has been incredible. And it has also been a way of me learning to stay with people who are not really my biological family. Our parents here, our mothers, treat us as though we are their own, so it doesn't really seem different even if we go for holidays to our biological parents. The activities I love doing in my free time, one of them is cooking with mom. I love watching TV. I also love doing my young siblings' hair during my free time. I love plaiting a lot.
So what we usually do is, if they are very young, we just take care of them, bath them, wash for them, and then as they grow, they become older, we start teaching them how to do house chores. So some will be cleaning in the sitting room, kitchen, doing dishes, cleaning the outside surrounding. And we also make sure that they go to school, because that's the main purpose of them coming here.
Every child deserves to be raised in a safe environment by a loving family. While children need to be nurtured in a community that cares for them, we cannot ignore the challenges that affect them every day. In Zambia, children are faced with family displacement, limited access to electricity, and issues around health and education.
For Family Strengthening Program, I think this is a program that we run mainly in the community, where we support children that are at risk of losing parental care. So in this circumstance also, we try to engage, of course, through the government, the Department of Community Development. We engage different communities, or different community partners, community-based partners that we work with. So these help to identify families in the communities that are vulnerable and they require support. So in terms of support, I think also it varies from family to family depending on the situation that we find on the ground. So mostly you find that there are vulnerable families that are not able to provide adequate care. Adequate care, probably here we are looking at provision of, say, maybe 3 meals in a day. There will be parents or caregivers who will not be in a position to provide 3 square meals in a day. There will be parents who will not be in a position to provide required support in terms of education. Yes, probably maybe around primary and partially secondary, there's this government effort that has come in, but the challenge comes in at tertiary level education. There are limited scholarships around that come through probably through CDF in terms of for skills development, and also education support at tertiary, say maybe university. There are also limited scholarships or loans that the general population can access. So those children or young people under our care, we assist also through payment of these tuition fees.
Jina lyangu nimepulukeria mambo ndaabana bali 6 abahingulu bali 4 ndali kukala akandipenga akantanaja nalugwa chokuza kuli ba SOS basakwa bangu bakandisiya mu 2008 nchindala dali ya mwana wa last born ndakayokala paka ndatumbuka mwana ulya ndakala akandipengeka naso 2020 ba SOS nibakasika bakahondilemba bakatuma balupenga bakahondilemba ndajoina mu SOS moya batala kutuyiha mboto edde kukala abana kusunga abana kutola kuchikolo twatalika kubereka mbabalya kwabatuma workshop bagwita twatalika kuyihigwa muri bana basimbi mboberedde kukala bana basimbi mboto edde kubakwabirira abana basimbi mboto edde kubayiha mbobedde kupona kamboga indi tijali koja kuti mwana musimbi na wagomena wambira ndiwe banyine olewe kuhiwa kuti mwana wagomena wali wambira bagapa pesi ba SOS batwambira ati mwana weredde kuhiba kwambira banyina nata jisi mapadi wedde kwambira ati ndanda mapadi olotubudwa hejisi wedde kumulira kubudwa kwa busama so ni batu ya ba SOS kusika mu 2021 ba SOS bataya kundibadelera bana balifuwa na ngoma ni bataya kundibadelera bana balifuwa na ngoma ndakaja ninwa kubirwa kambo jali kundilemena hega chikonya pa usikamu ni aba free education by SOS mbo batalika limwe batawuti hapa business plan pa entrepreneurship batu ya mboto edde kukala ale mboto edde kuchitama kwebweso mukati mu kuponi bweso luwazo wa SOS mu 2023 bakayo ndipa support ya 8 pin bandambira ati ndule engine ya pipe for sure mbunda kayo ura engine ya pipe mndawo abezi bandambira ati kumaini kumatala maini balarenting ya engine mbweka weza engine yangu mu March ndaitola kumatala maini batakuni renting after 3 days bali kundipa 500 after 3 days bali kundipa 500 yakabereka engine kuzwa mu March kusika mu September ndaiguya then twakala abana twambati mala yangu twajana chita kuti abakabotu mbutwaweza malaria twamba tuyagenganda kutwakaya ngande injo tukarono imalinji yakazwa kuinjini kuzwa 8 pinda chwa kuchita raise mara sika ku 36000 so ba SOS bandisiya alika botuka indinda ali kuchikonya kulya chindi chomwe kuya mapisi weke pesa ano mpebede ndachikonya kusunga abana bangu balaliya kabotu kuseni balaliya amahikata kumazu atwaliya 3 times abuzu olokusama barasama kabotu barasamba kaindi titwali bunano mafuta twali kupenga no mazoro mahuta twachita kuti ndachikonya kuwulira abana bangu yakusama yakulya yonse ndakwanisa kuchita kuti kuwula.
From 2003, we've been implementing 2 core care programs. We have the alternative care program, where we are implementing the family-like care, the small group homes, and the supervised independent living. So the target group for alternative care, we are supporting children who've already lost parental care and have been separated from their families. And we've supported from 2003 more than 300 children. Under Family Like Care, we have caregivers working as mothers 24 hours that are providing the care and support that these children require 24 hours. And we are providing all the basic, we are meeting all the basic needs of children as SOS Children's Villages, focusing on all the dimensions of well-being. Then for the young people, we also do implement youth empowerment initiatives so that these young people transition to independent living. And one of the successes that we've seen under alternative care is we've had more than 100 young people that have transitioned to independent living. And we've seen a number of children that have been reintegrated with their families, because we've been doing tracing from the point of entry until these children attain self-reliance. So where we've managed to trace families, we have ensured that these children are reunified with their families of origin. Then the other core care program is the Family Strengthening Program, where we are focusing on children who've lost parental care and those who've already lost parental care, living in extremely most vulnerable circumstances. And we have quite a number of interventions that we are implementing to address to wanting to attain the outcomes that we've set for the Family Strengthening Program. And one of the main outcomes is improving the local support system in the communities, where we work with community-based structures so that they respond to the situation of vulnerable children in the communities. And we also try to build on their capacity in the area of child protection. And one of the successes that we've seen is communities forming child protection committees to address the various child protection issues in the communities. And we are also supporting the communities to drive their own advocacy agendas. And one of the key successes that we've seen is we worked with the various community structures in our catchment areas to influence the enactment of the Child Code Bill. And we played a major role in partnership with the key stakeholders in the communities to ensure that the Child Code Bill was enacted in 2022, and now we have the Children's Act 2022. Then the other interventions that we are implementing to address the other outcomes, the other key outcome area is ensuring that families access the various social services for the children. We have education, we are looking at health, we are looking at mental health services in partnership, and we are working in partnership with key stakeholders. That is the government departments. We have Ministry of Community Development. Then on mental health and reproductive health services, we are working with the District Health Office, which falls under the Ministry of Health. Then under education, when it comes to improving the quality of education, we are working with the Ministry of Health. We have partner schools that we are working with, that we have identified in partnership with the communities to address the quality of education. And one of the success areas, the successes that we've seen under quality education, is that a number of children are accessing the quality education, and we've seen improved learning outcomes. Then the other outcome area that we are focusing on is children realizing their rights so that they are able to transition to independent living and become responsible adults in future, because we believe that children are key when it comes to building a powerful or a strong society. And we have quite a number of interventions that we are implementing to attain this outcome. We have skills training for young people. We have education support for children so that they are able to access education. Then we also support young people in terms of professional training. We have quite a number of youth empowerment initiatives that we are supporting the young people, and most of them have formed what we call youth business hubs in the communities. So in terms of supporting persons with disabilities, we've supported more than 800 persons with disabilities in what is called community-based livelihood development initiatives in the communities, where we've seen more than 800 persons with disabilities attaining self-reliance because their livelihoods have been improved economically.
My name is David Ngambi, age 23. I'm one of the program participants under SOS Children Villages, where they supported me in my teaching career, and I graduated as the best student in mathematics. Since I graduated as one of the best student in mathematics, I'm now volunteering in one of the schools of this community in order to impart knowledge in the learners, and at the same time to support my family and myself.
How I became a female mechanic, I was supported by SOS Children Villages to study automotive mechanics.
Our journey has been a very great journey. I'm sure you'll appreciate that SOS has been around for a very, very long time, 75 years, with a mandate of basically delivering for the child and ensuring that children under our care grow into noble citizens, citizens who are going to contribute to the economy and social lives of their country, Zambia. And having said that, our partnership has worked very, very well through interactions with government, first of all, to ensure that the policy environment is stable enough to deliver for the child. The political environment, social environment have been so supportive of our work, to the extent that we carry on these activities successfully and scoring quite a number of successes. Second, we also have a very broad partnership. This partnership is across a number of entities from the private sector worldwide, global corporates, global donors and cooperating partners who have committed resources to ensure that they support the child directly in terms of what the child needs: education needs, health needs, social needs, interaction, physical, trauma testing, and so on, to ensure that the children are kept in a safe environment. Wherever the children are, those environments must be treated, must be maintained as safe places where a child can actually grow and thrive. And one of the most principal elements of that is basically the family unit, because research has shown that the best place for a child to grow is the family. And therefore, we strengthen families in our work through what we call the family strengthening programs. We promote families to understand the values of life. We promote families to understand adopting positive parenting practices. We also, in addition to that, provide opportunities for families to engage into income generation so that they can add on to the extra income that they may have, to develop situations where children can have a resource where they can actually have good nutrition, first of all, and also learn certain skills, vocational, educational, and otherwise. This is how come within our whole conglomerate of SOS, we have had education. We've been providing schools from preschool right up to tertiary education to ensure that that whole school cycle is actually successful. In addition to that, we're very happy that government in the year 2021 actually approved the policy of free education. We now don't expect parents to pay school fees because government has declared that a free environment, which simply means children will access education for free, which means children's futures will be brighter and more easier to attain, because the biggest obstacle had been that lack of education. With education being free now, our role is to ensure that we secure its quality, to ensure that there's contact between the teacher and the learner so that they both understand where they're coming from and knowledge is imparted. That is our role. And that's what we assume to do. In addition to that, we have also been providing support to health and education combined. This includes sexual reproductive health. It also includes water and sanitation and other health activities, so that we bring up children who are healthy, we bring up children who are educated, who are learning, and also bring up children who are going to be responsible socially, so that issues that we're dealing with, for example, issues of child marriages or underage marriages, if you like, We talk about issues of child violence. We look about destitution, substance abuse, all those elements which disappear from our faces because we and government would have provided an environment that actually protects children and safeguards them from all these evil effects. So I'm very proud that this situation has been going on, and I hope and trust that with your support, this will go. Allow me maybe to mention one important factor that can enable us even perform better. This is to ensure that we get sufficient support from our different stakeholders. It could be local stakeholders, government and yourselves as individuals. It could be corporates and the private sector. It could be the donor community outside. We need to ensure that we bring this partnership together so that in whatever way and means you'd like to support SOS, please feel free to do that. Give your donation, give your hopeful words. Sometimes even a simple message of goodwill can work wonders in children, to an extent that they will appreciate being loved, and they also reflect that love back to society, because it is society that is actually bringing them up. So let us work together as citizens of this particular country and also global partners, so that we ensure that we have this passionate support that grows to see our child. Let us remind ourselves that for us to be able to interact in this manner, we were children before, we were just overgrown. However, we take that message along so that the children can also develop other children along the way, so that we have an effective society, a society that will be rid of all these issues, social issues we are speaking about. I thank you most sincerely for that support and look forward to your never-ending, passionate support to our organization. I thank you.